Hey, this is the evaluation of 28695 again. You may have seen the other video. I'll put the link up here of where I evaluated his shears for the International Scissor Sharpeners Association. And I asked you to put your comments whether he should pass or fail the beveled edge. And most of you said let him fail and let him redo it. So this is the redo. And so you may want to shoot over there and watch that other video first if you haven't seen it, and then come back here. Now, one of the things I neglected to do in the last video was read the letter that he sent me. It's quite a long letter about how he sharpened it. And after I read the letter, then I realized he really wanted to redo the shears. So I'm going to read that letter, and then we're going to look at the shears. It was the beveled edge ones, the ones he had problems with, but I think he redid both of them, to tell you the truth. So we're going to find that out. I haven't even opened up the bag. So he writes this letter to me. It says, "Hi Bonnie, I had some frustrations with the beveled edge shears." Yes, and we discovered that. "They will cut dry and wet tissue with side pressure. If you notice, when I sharpen them, I don't put any side pressure. At times, it acts like it won't let go of a burr. This was my process," which is interesting to see. I like to know how people do it, and then that helps me know what maybe they should have done or shouldn't have done. So he left the finger blade alone. I sharpened the thumb blade on a flat hone, a Hara 2. The sharpening angle was matched to what it came with. Those are all correct things to do. It was sharpened with grit 600, 1200, 2000, and lightly polished. I may or may not have gone to 2000 and polished, but with the other side serrated, it shouldn't have affected it. He cut off the burr with a paper towel. Then when working the shear to access the feel for smoothness, it was rough in a few spots. It seems as though the nicks put into the thumb blade transferred to the finger blade. I understand you wanted us to leave the finger blade alone, so I took a wolf pink hone and ran it back and forth 3 or 4 times, lying flat along the inside of the blade. It smoothed out the rough spots on the finger blade. Because I was concerned these rough spots may have affected the thumb blade was touched up again on the 1200, 2000 and polished, cutting off the burr again on the paper towel. I'm not sure exactly what the problem is. If you could give me some guidance as to what you think the issue is, I would greatly appreciate it. I don't think these will pass the test," and we let him fail. Like I said, it was borderline, but my comments and those viewers, they agreed with him that it's not passing. So I want to do them again. He wants to do them again until I do pass. I've enclosed a return envelope with sufficient postage. If the convex shears pass, I'd like to have these returned as well. When sharpening these types of shears for my own customers, I've found bevel edge shears with fine corrugations on the finger blade where the blade was so dull it has to be sharpened. I get permission from my customers to remove the corrugations and sharpen the finger blade on the twice as sharp coarse wheel and cut the burr off. The blade is left that way and simulates and functions as micro serrations or corrugations. That actually was an idea at the Sharpeners Jam, and I think it was the year, I don't know, it was a long time ago, but they called it graduated corrugation, graduated serrations is what he did. So there is a name to his technique. The thumb blade is sharpened on a coarse wheel, then honing wheel and burr cut off. It works well and they're happy. For the test, however, I left the finger blade alone. Thank you again for any insight. Thank you for providing this service. And he said, feel free to call me. The video is worth more than a phone call. Let's see. So he sent a letter with these. Let's see what he says here. "Hi Bonnie, I think I got it this time. Let's hope. On the convex shears, I rehoned on a Sharpened Pro 2000K. Perfect. Hopefully it won't push hair. On the beveled edge, I sharpened and honed on the twice as sharp. There was still some frustration until I used your idea of the nail buffer." Love the nail buffer. "Thanks, it saved the day. Even if I pass this time, I would still like to keep the scissors." Yeah, that's not a problem. We'll send them back to you. So let's see what we've got going here. Oh, and I love the stamps. I'm going to cover up the name here, but you can see the stamps. I like those stamps. So here's our 2 shears. Here's my secret testing paper. Let me get some hair, so we'll be ready for that. I have hair and my Megowan wand in case I need it. So let's start with the beveled edge. And that was the one he had a problem with. So I don't do any adjusting. One of the easier ways to do it if you have problems pulling your thumb out like I do, because I normally will test it pulling my thumb out and slowly closing it, which cuts dry great. But you can also, on the edge of the paper like so, squirt the paper and then slowly bring this blade down. Oh, that cuts beautiful. Let's see how it cuts hair. Got a little bit of hair here. I'll hold it over the white paper so you can see what's going on. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I just kind of want to see what he's done. Oh man, these look great. If I didn't know what they looked like originally, I would say these were brand new and never been sharpened. That they're brand new from the factory. But these actually, in my opinion, look better than the factory sharpening, because that edge is not as shiny, the brand new one. So, man, he did a great job on these. I might have rounded off the tip a little bit, but that's not enough to make a difference. So that definitely passes. That looks good. So he's passed, because the convex edge, those passed before, but he wanted to improve them. So let's see how they work. Very, very proud of this work. That's what they should look like. That's how they should cut if you pass with flying colors for the International Scissor Sharpeners Association. And by the way, if you don't know what the International Scissor Sharpeners Association is, it's a loose-knit group started back in 1998, I guess it was, by a sharpener in Cyprus. And we agreed to be ethical and treat other sharpeners right and do our best job, that kind of thing. But we also have a very minimum skills certification, which I send the shears to you like you see here. That's totally subjective, because I know how you sharpen them usually. I know who's done it, and I'll test them on the video for you to see what things I see. Like I said, the only thing I see wrong, and it's just super minor, is that tip is a little scratchy. If a hairstylist hit that against their finger, it would scratch. But I've only had maybe 2 stylists ever complain about their shears being scratchy. So that's a little looser than what I would have sent them back, but if they cut fine, that's good. Okay. Dry, perfect. I'm going to do this on the edge of the table like I did the beveled edge. Some people have a lot of problems with their hands in getting that adjusted, and doing that light pressure to testing with. So this is actually the way the NBTSG tests the shears, and at the end of the table, so it's a little bit more objective. And I think they actually put a pen, ink pen, in the let me get this straight here. And this one, so there's no, when they bring it up, so there's absolutely, they're sure there's no side pressure. Last time I was there and watched them test, that's how they did it. Oh, perfect. You see that? That's just a nice cut. And let's see how this cuts hair, because remember it pushed a little bit last time. So I'm going to put the hair over this white paper where you can see it. Maybe a teeny push, but that is expected and acceptable. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to tighten it 1 notch. Kind of hard to get it just the right adjustment on this one. Give it a wiggle. So it's a little bit on the tighter side now. It still feels smooth. You see how that pretty much corrected that push. Little tiny push, but no stylist would complain about that. So number 2869.5, you passed. And you might want to watch some of the other videos where I've done these certifications, especially watch the one up here that you're going to see. That one is how I actually damage them and what I'm expecting. Put a comment below if you want to watch me sharpen one of these, or maybe even do a Zoom or a GoToMeeting or one of those things with anyone that wants to watch me sharpen these. Because the idea and the purpose of this whole ISSA certification is for you to pass. And I'll keep checking them, and we'll keep evaluating, we'll keep doing videos until you pass. And that's because the purpose is for you to become an adequate sharpener, and not necessarily, you know, and it's also gives you some credentials and attaboys or that kind of thing. But I enjoy doing these certification tests, so keep them coming. If you have any questions about any of this, you can always comment below. I read all the comments, or go to our website and watch some of the other videos. I think if you watch the videos, most people aren't passing first go around, but the second go around, these are examples. I didn't check this tip. Oh yeah, that's smooth enough. Always, before you quit sharpening, double check that tip. Make sure they come together. Just feel it and see if it's a little bit sharp, because you need to round it off. The tip, especially for hairstylists, is the key part of sharpening.